Hello there. I don't know if you saw a little theme song or whatever before this because I haven't decided how I'm going to produce this video, but welcome to my debrief, recap, whatever we want to call it, for WandaVision. I know some of you have expressed interest in seeing my opinions and things on TV and movies, and so WandaVision was fresh and new when we started talking about these things, and I decided I wanted to make more pre-produced YouTube content, and so WandaVision felt like the perfect place to start. So I am up to date with WandaVision. I have seen the last episode. It is a one series deal as far as I know. I don't think there'll be a season 2 of WandaVision. So, be on notice. Spoilers coming at you right now. I'm about to do a little recap of WandaVision from my knowledge. Fill in any gaps that I miss. Please comment, please like, whatever you do with these kind of videos. So, first off, let's do a little summary of what happened in WandaVision. WandaVision starts out as weirdly episodic episodes of this show where Wanda and Vision are inside of different TV sitcoms. Each different episode is a different sitcom kind of working its way through the past, from back in like the 50s or 60s, I guess, all the way up to, I think the last sitcom they did was like a Modern Family type sitcom, so all the way up to the present. And it is learned that actually Wanda, in her grief, has created a sort of dimension, a wall around this town of Westview, where she has taken all the residents of that town hostage in her mind, and she is essentially running a utopia out of a real life town. She's used her power to put a wall in a way around this town, and she is trying to create the life, I guess, that she wanted before Vision died tragically in Avengers, I guess, Infinity War. Infinity War? I don't even remember the title of that Avengers movie. Wow. Okay. Anyway, the movie where he died. So her grief has caused her to create this prison for a bunch of people where she's running storylines, and she's got them trapped thinking that it's a normal everyday thing, but she is, running storylines. She is the mastermind by accident over all this stuff, and I'm not even sure she knows what she did. But eventually there's a character named Agnes, who is present in every episode. Well, it turns out she is actually a witch called Agatha Harkness, who noticed this power surge, had to come see what was going on. Now she is trying to siphon off Wanda's power. So the villain turns out to be Agatha. Agatha is the one who's been causing all the things to go wrong. Sorry, brief cut. Turns out it was Agatha all along. She has her own little theme song where she says it was Agatha all along. Very cool. I really like that part. But it's revealed that Agatha Harkness is the reason that everything's going wrong for Wanda, why the whole thing is falling apart. Wanda has 2 children in this alternate reality she's created. Vision is back. Well, everything comes to a head. Wanda and Agatha have a fight. The CIA, FBI, whoever's outside trying to stop this, try to come inside and kill Wanda to stop all this and set the people free. In doing so, they make a white Vision, a new Vision that they made out of his body, that comes in and fights the alternate reality Vision that's inside the place. But in the end, it is Wanda who bests Agatha Harkness and defeats her, curses her to be the nosy housewife that she had been all along. And Wanda has to give up the family that she created for herself inside this little town, and she sets everyone free, and Wanda's Westview is gone forever. And that is essentially the recap of the story. So I guess a few things, if I'm just going to recap and talk about the show a little bit, is that it's been a while since I've seen a superhero thing. I noticed while I was watching it, I was like, man, it's been a long time since I have watched anything superhero at all. And I remember that they all have a very similar taste to them all. I enjoyed being back in that mindset, just kind of having a popcorn show. You know, there's nothing crazy like I'm not affected on a super emotional level by the show. It's something very fun, very entertaining to watch. So I very much enjoyed that. The acting seemed good. I didn't have any really complaints about that. I didn't find anybody's performances to be too deceiving or too shallow or whatever. I mean, I'm not a critic. That should be known as well that I'm not a movie critic. I just want to make these things so you guys can see more of me and get more of my opinions that maybe we don't talk about on the stream. But the acting seemed fine. Really was impressed with Vision and Wanda. I enjoyed them. Child actors are always a struggle. They were little boys. They were kids. I thought the lady, I forget her name, but the lady who played Agnes / Agatha Harkness, I think she had a great performance in that. She was very spooky towards the end when it was learned that she was a witch. And I just love her. I like watching her in anything. Parks and Rec in particular, she did a good job. Forget her name in that too, gosh. The special effects, I think, are worthy of praise. All the magic and the red magic and the hex that they're inside of, and Agatha's purple magic versus Wanda's red magic and scarlet stuff, and you know, all the ways that things transform and all the explosions and all kind of crazy stuff. I'd say it was a big budget, very big budget show. So I would say the special effects folks should receive some praise as well. I'm sure they're watching today. Whenever this video comes out, I'm sure they're ready to see my opinion. So another brief cut. So no, those are my praises. Just in general, though, some more praises is that it was fun to watch. The story was interesting. I was intrigued throughout. I was excited to find out what the twists were, and the twists were pretty satisfying to me. There are also things that they left open-ended, you know, for us to learn in future Marvel things. So I'm excited about that and excited to see where it goes. And after all, it was 9 episodes of from a half hour to 45 minutes. So, you know, it was like a 4 or 5 hour movie when you put it all together, which is a lot of content given to a superhero that I would say most people before Avengers Age of Ultron, most people never heard of Wanda Maximoff or the Scarlet Witch or whatever. So kind of cool and kind of maybe a little bit strange that she's the first one to get a Disney Plus original show from Marvel. But I have some gripes too. My first gripe about this show, gripes, polite criticisms, whatever. You know, you can't like everything. Hopefully, I'd like to at least critique things a little bit. Number one, I think they might have overdone it a couple times on a character is about to say something, you know they're about to say something, but you know they're not going to finish it because that's how movies work. You know, I feel like the first time anybody was going to tell her what was going to happen, it was like, but Wanda, you don't understand, this is really, and then, you know, episode over, cuts. Then they'll do it again next time, like somebody's about to tell her something very important, and then cuts away again. I would say maybe 1 or 2 less of those instances where like they give you you're about to sneeze or whatever, and then you never get to sneeze. You never get the info. I feel like maybe 1 or 2 less of those. I felt like there were maybe a couple of cliffhangers that weren't completely necessary. You know. So there's that. Another, well, maybe not a complaint, just a thought. Some people might have said, like, you should have made a movie. Just make a movie about this instead. I don't know. I don't think this particular show would have made a better movie. After all, it was, you know, maybe you could have cut 2 hours out of it somehow and made it, or 2 or 3 hours. Probably not cut 2 or 3 hours out of it and it'd be the same thing. But some people just said, why did you make a movie? Why did you spread it out over 9 episodes? Some of them were slow. Maybe that's true, but I don't think this particular one would have made a better movie than it would a show because of the way she set it up. The way Wanda set it up was, you know, she was doing episodes of these shows and they would transfer, and it wouldn't have made sense. There would have been really no good transition, I think, if you did a movie where she had 4 or 5 different weird episodes in her little fake TV show. Now, Winter Soldier and the Falcon or whatever that's coming up, that may be an argument later on where we say at the end of that, oh, this really should have just been a movie instead of a show. If that's the case, maybe it's going to be a movie. I really don't remember. I'm not that well informed. So to the people who say it should have been a movie, I don't think it would have worked. I think it needed to be a show, even though there were sometimes the show was kind of short, or I felt like some of the episodes were kind of maybe a little bit slow at portions. I don't think it would have made a better movie than a show. I think a show was the right call. One extreme pleasure that I had at the show was the way that Wanda defeated Agatha Harkness. One thing that frustrates me in video games and in movies is whenever the hero defeats the bad guy merely for the fact that they tried harder or they're the good guy or whatever. Like a lot of times, even with like Harry Potter and stuff, like that very end where they're shooting the lasers at each other and eventually Harry Potter's able to overpower Voldemort, or like if Agatha and Wanda were just like shooting a laser magic at each other, and then Wanda was just like, I'm stronger than you, and she pushes, and defeats her. I don't like that kind of thing. I don't like it when people win for no reason other than the fact that you think they should have won. Batman Arkham Knight is a culprit of that, and in the end it's like, I can't remember the end, but I know I have the same gripe. There's like, through the sheer power of will, Batman succeeds. Like, that's okay sometimes, but I don't want to lean into it too hard. I think it's kind of lazy when it's just like, well, the good guy won because he was stronger of mind. That's boring sometimes to me. So I'm glad that Wanda didn't do that. Wanda took information that she got from Agatha Harkness and used it against her, and outsmarted Agatha, and was able to use a formula, use something that actually would work and defeat her adversary. And I thought that was really cool, and I was very excited to see that there was an actual real good reason why she won instead of just, I'm the Scarlet Witch. Also, speaking of the Scarlet Witch, that costume though, so cool. The Scarlet Witch outfit, choice, very cool. She looks like a baller. Very scary. Wouldn't want to roll up on her if I were doing anything wrong. Won't kill me. So, I like that. One final thing I'll leave you with. After credit scenes need to stop. Quit. There does not need to be two. There's no need for two of them. There's no need for two after credit scenes. Please stop doing that. It's ridiculous. When after credit scenes first became a thing, they were extra. It was like, oh, if you stuck around, we'll give you a little treat. A little piece of candy. Oh, the superheroes are eating shawarma after the battle. Isn't that cute? No story implications. If your after credit scene has implications to the greater plot or the greater, workings of the universe, just put it in the show. Just put it in the show. I'm not reading the credits anyway. If that's your goal and you want me to read the credits, I'm not reading them. I'm not reading the credits. I'm sorry. Nobody's reading the credits. Stop with the after credit stuff, please. Two of them? Why? Why do you have two? Doesn't make any sense. Just put it in the show. Don't waste my time. I'm going to scrub through, especially if it's online. I'm going to scrub through and I'm going to find it. They're not necessary. Everybody knows they're coming. We all sit around and wait for them. Just put it in the show, please. But that's it. That's going to be my recap of WandaVision. WandaVision, after all is said and done, I think it was a great program. I'm glad I watched it. Looking forward to the next Marvel show that comes out. And in the meantime, hope you catch up on any videos that you've missed here on the YouTube channel, or as well come hang out with us on twitch.tv/tankmediagames or any other of the cool social medias that I do. Please remember that I love you very much. Bye-bye.